since I'm reviewing the figure, I decided to take it out outdoors to make it feel like he's on the island. So here's the figure of Kong Skull Island from 2017. He looks awesome. Make no mistake, he looks awesome. They made him just like the film version. The only thing that I'm not so sure about is his feet, because they're white, pretty white. But I think if I remember, I did saw the movie. I saw it multiple times, and then I remember that this is, the reason why his feet is like this is because he's in a swampy environment. When he was fighting the skull crawler, you already guessed it. But I'm sure some of you are going to figure it out. So articulation, 360, always. Head can go all the way around. Legs, same results. The only thing that is new is the feet that can articulate. Unlike the other figures. Unlike the previous Kong, I still have him right next to me. Unlike Kong, which we'll do a comparison later on, this is the only figure that has the articulation in the feet. Battle damage, I gotta say, it comes out easily. No need to stress it in, just like put it. Let me just zoom it in on you guys. Look at that. New as hell. It looks new. And it looks great. And as a matter of fact, you can put it on with no problem. Without any difficulty of having a struggle. But they're easy to lose if you keep them in their proper places. The head design is actually the inspiration of the 11-inch Kong Skull Island figure from the Toho series. Chest guard, and I'm so surprised that they didn't bother doing the traditional scarring lines on the figure. I guess they just took inspirations from the 6-inch figure. As a matter of fact, this is actually the inspiration of the Toho series of Kong Skull Island. The 6-inch figure, I have that. The only thing that I love is the design of the head. Although the eyes, quietly not noticeable. No, I'm just kidding. They're definitely noticeable when you get them up close. But if you go from a distance, it's not noticeable. The teeth color looks awesome. Like, it looks exactly like the film version. As you can see, this image right here. This is the face when he gets pissed off at one certain point in time. But other than that, the figure looks great. I guess they took like a 3D design of the figure and they shrank it down to like a scale. I measured the figure. He's around like 5.9 inch. So make no mistake, this is the only figure that is like a little bit smaller than the other Kongs. So let me just put him back on the ground. Just put him right here. Actually, he's gonna fall at one point. On, stay. Thank you. Alright, let's go with his accessory. His weapon is actually the propeller, or the chain propeller. And it looks exactly like the film version. Even though it's a little, sloppy at one point. But what I love is what they did with the painting on the propeller that looks exactly like the film version. Well, except for a few disc paint in the back, but don't worry, like the only thing that matters is not noticeable in the front. And oh, look at that. It's a little noticeable, but who cares? It can fit right into Kong's hand. You just put it in there. Just put him in. I mean, you can shove it in there with no problem. But once you put it on, it kind of looks like it's slobbering around at one point. So yeah, kind of like sloppy. But his other accessory is the helicopter. I did not expect it for the helicopter to be in it. At first I thought they were going to do it separately. But no, they just kind of like, nah, screw it. We're going to put a helicopter in this one figure. So, Furious Kong with chain propeller and helicopter. I did not expect it for two accessories to be in one figure. Chopper looks awesome, just like the film version. But unfortunately, it doesn't move. It has no articulations on either of the propeller, but it's for the best, if not. But I guess it won't fit on Kong's hand, because, Kong's hand would ultimately cut. In other words, I would rather keep him on the ground as usual, and just put him back, and then just imagine, like, the helicopter coming in, something like and okay, enough playing games, alright. But in other words, like I said, the minifigure of the helicopter looks, not the minifigure, the mini vehicle looks amazing. In its own perspective, and actually it could blend in very well with the grass. So I'm just kind of like, hold on, Actually, you know what? Let's put on it just so you guys can see it properly. It's darker green, but it's easily to show difficulty finding. But like I said before, they're easy to lose if you put them in an area that is not familiar with. Time to do a comparison between Godzilla versus Kong figure versus the Skull Island figure. Now, in terms that they are the same figure, they're the same characters. The only thing that is different is the height and the weight limit. Like, for example, the figure Kong, he's a bit heavier. He's a bit heavy, despite the fact of how huge he is. Whereas the Kong Skull Island figure is lighter. Like, I can barely, it's much more lighter than the GVK figure. Difference is the back. The back is different from both sides. If you can see, GVK, KSI. Okay? The difference is the backs. The arms, they're much larger. Like, Kong Skull Island figure has larger arms, whereas the traditional GVK figure has a little bit shortened. Let's put them side to side. See what I mean? So you'll see it. Of course you see it. Face design, awesome as ever. One is more aggressive, where the other, he has an angry looking face. Aggressive face, angry face. Aggressive, angry. Okay? Notify the difference. Aggressive, angry. Chest scarring, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same, a little bit. Whereas this one, like, they got it right. Like, they got the chest scarring right, like, all the way up here. Whereas the GVK one, not so much, because you can barely see the scarring lines on the chest. Adamant's has a furry. His abdomen is fur, whereas this one is more fleshed out skin. The feet, GVK's feet doesn't have articulation where this one does. Different accessories, battle axe, chain propeller. As a matter of fact, let me try something. I got the axe with me. I want to try something. Hold on. All right, let's see. Oh. Let's see if Kong Skull Island is worthy enough to wield the axe. Come on, in there. In. Of course he is. He is worthy. He is worthy to wield Stormbreaker. That's why I'm calling it from now on, Stormbreaker. But it's called Battle Axe no matter what. Actually, it's more tightened. The hand is more tightened than the GVK hand, where it's so difficult. Like it's a pain to put it back in there, because unlike the other Kongs, where this is the only figure that has a harder hand material. Like, you gotta push it in there really hard. But for this one, he's like, okay, like, you gotta do a little twist. Like, there's a trick to it to put the axe in there. But like I said, he is absolutely astonishing with the axe. Imagine if the axe was in the movie of Kong Skull Island. That would be cool. Last but not least, the battle damages. Different battle damage. You can see his battle damage is on the right, whereas Skull Island's battle damage is on the left. You can see? Of course you can. But like I said, they look great. They look great in their own respective ways. They look great and in great design. Playmates needs to make more of this. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for Playmates to make another Kong Skull Island figure. But this time, the only thing they need to change is the head. The only thing that remains the same is the body. Keep the body, but change the head. Title it. Here's an idea that I would have called it. I would have called it Kong with Giant Log. That's it. Kong Skull Island. New figure, Kong with Giant Log. And that's it. Oh, I guess he passed out.